Welcome to the Ad Expert Podcast.
It is great to be here for this one.
Yeah, I'm excited. Today we are going on a deep dive into the real mechanics of digital visibility.
The stuff that actually matters.
Exactly. We are unpacking the exact frameworks that dictate whether a business thrives online or if it just gets buried on page 10 of the search results.
Which, let's be honest, page 10 is basically a graveyard.
Oh, absolutely. Nobody's clicking that far. And to understand how to avoid that, we are looking at two highly specific sources today.
Right.
First, we have an inside operational look at a premier Los Angeles digital marketing agency.
Ad Expert.
Ad Expert, right? And second, we have an exclusive hot off the presses guide from their team on how to structure a perfect blog post for SEO.
What's fascinating here is the universal relevance of this material. I mean, whether you are a local business owner fighting for foot traffic or you're just someone fiercely curious about how the internet organizes information.
Yeah, the mechanics are exactly the same.
They are. Understanding SEO isn't just about trying to decode some cold mathematical algorithm anymore.
It's way beyond that.
It is fundamentally about how to structure human knowledge so it actually gets found by the people searching for it.
And before we get to the heavy lifting, there is a really fun detail about our second document today.
Oh, yeah, the date.
Yes. So as you know, today is March 2nd, 2026.
Right.
But the guide we are analyzing from Ad Expert is actually dated March 3rd.
So we are literally in the future right now.
Exactly. You are getting an exclusive sneak peek into a piece of foundational SEO strategy before it even officially hits the wire.
I love that.
So let's start by looking at the architects behind this whole methodology. Ad Expert is a Los Angeles-based online marketing and web development agency.
And they have over a decade of operational success.
10 plus years in LA, which is not an easy market. And what stands out immediately is their footprint.
The local focus.
Right. When they talk about localized strategy, they mean a highly targeted, highly competitive slice of Southern California.
And we are talking about specific neighborhoods here.
I'm going to rattle these off to paint the picture. Their service areas include Woodland Hills, Calabasas, Winnetka, Tarzana, and Encino.
Sherman Oaks.
Yep, Sherman Oaks, West Hills, Reseda, Burbank, and Van Nuys.
That geographic list is really telling if you know anything about the San Fernando Valley and the greater LA area.
It's incredibly diverse.
Immensely diverse, both demographically and economically. You just cannot take a generic, broad strokes digital campaign and expect it to work in a highly affluent area like Calabasas.
And also in a bustling commercial hub like Burbank.
Exactly. Dominating a local market that's diverse requires an incredibly nuanced and adaptive approach to data.
Which brings us to the leadership driving that adaptation. The source highlights two key figures behind Ad Expert.
Right, we have Sam Ashrafi.
Yes, the founder and marketing strategist. He brings this deep expertise in blending e-commerce and local marketing.
And alongside him is Ehsan Nabavadi,
The SEO and professional analytics lead,
who is entirely focused on emerging industry trends and the technical architecture side of things.
And that specific pairing is so crucial for a modern agency, isn't it?
It's mandatory at this point. On one side, you have the strategic business growth mindset.
Focused on the customer journey.
Right. And then on the other side, you have the deeply analytical technical brain. You cannot succeed with just great creative anymore.
Or just great code.
Exactly. You need that exact intersection.
And that intersection allows them to offer a really comprehensive toolkit. We are talking Google Ads Management website and local SEO, social media content creation, and web development.
Specifically highlighting WordPress and Shopify.
Right. But having a lot of tools doesn't guarantee a built house. The framework emphasizes their heavy reliance on live tracking and reporting.
Which is key.
But I want to push back on this a little bit. Doesn't literally every digital agency offer analytics and reporting? What makes this different?
Well, standard analytics is often just a post-mortem exercise.
What do you mean by post-mortem?
I mean, you run a campaign, you wait until the end of the month, you get a PDF report, and you look at what went wrong 30 days ago.
So you've already lost the budget.
Exactly. Ad Expert's methodology hinges on real-time insights across social media, email, paid ads, and analytics all at once.
So it's simultaneous.
Yes, which enables what they call on-the-fly optimization.
So if a specific ad targeting, say, Encino, is burning budget and underperforming on a Tuesday morning,
They aren't waiting until a Friday status meeting to discuss it.
they are executing triage right then and there.
Pivoting the strategy instantly. It shifts the entire model from guessing to data-driven maneuvering. You maximize your ROI because you eliminate that lag time.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. That real-time pivoting is heavily augmented by AI.
Their AI advantage.
Yes, they use artificial intelligence for customer targeting and personalized marketing campaigns. But how does that actually change the game for a local business?
It comes down to analyzing historical data and competitor analysis at a scale humans just can't match.
Because the AI can see the patterns.
Right. An algorithm can look at thousands of overlapping data points, like time of day device usage, microgeographic trends.
And it spots opportunities we would just miss.
Completely miss. This lets them build highly customized, hyperlocalized strategies that feel entirely personalized to the user.
It figures out exactly what local searchers want, which leads directly into their content creation services. Their copywriting is precise.
They write to meet Google algorithm requirements using semantic keywords,
Now, a lot of people still think keywords are just exact phrases you repeat over and over again.
which we know is a terrible idea.
Right. So how does a semantic approach change things?
Semantic keywords represent the whole contextual ecosystem around a search term. If your target is vintage coffee tables, semantic keywords aren't just variations of that phrase.
Like old coffee tables.
Right, it's not that. It's terms like mid-century modern living room or solid wood furniture restoration.
So you are proving to the search engine you actually understand the entire topic.
Yes, you're building a semantic ecosystem.
And that concept is the perfect bridge into our second document today, the article authored by Sam Ashrafi.
How to structure a perfect blog post for SEO.
Yes, it's listed as only an estimated 4-minute read.
But it is incredibly dense with best practices. We could spend an hour just on this.
We will definitely wring every drop of insight out of it. Ashrafi frames this as an art form grounded in structural discipline.
Let's break down his 7 steps,
Step 1 is the title. He argues you need a strong keyword-rich title.
but with a major caveat.
Avoid keyword stuffing.
Because keyword stuffing actively hurts your rankings now. If you jam a string of robotic terms together, Google flags it as spam.
And humans just ignore it.
Exactly. He uses his own title as the example, how to structure a perfect blog post for SEO.
It's clear it's natural and it's reader-friendly.
It gives the search crawler what it needs without alienating the human reader.
Okay, step 2 really surprised me, the table of contents.
A lot of people skip this.
Right, I usually associate a TOC with a dense textbook or an academic paper, not a standard blog post.
Well, Ashrafi breaks down its dual purpose. First, it drastically improves user experience, or UX.
By letting readers jump straight to what they need.
Exactly. It lowers cognitive load. But the second purpose is technical. It helps search engines crawl the content.
Because of the internal links.
Yes, the internal links in the TOC provide clear context to Google about your document's hierarchy.
That makes a lot of sense. All right, step 3 is keyword placement,
The golden rule here is write for humans first.
which echoes what we just said about the title. He mentions specific examples in the text of how to do this naturally, like weaving in phrases such as search volume or Google search.
You don't force them. If it breaks the conversational rhythm, you pull it out.
Because overstuffing destroys both readability and SEO. Google knows what you're doing.
They absolutely know. And the penalty is severe.
Moving on to step 4, we get into the hidden architecture, meta descriptions, and alt text.
The technical rules.
He notes that meta descriptions should be kept under 160 characters. That is a very tight space to work with.
It is, but it forces discipline. It's your digital elevator pitch on the search results page.
And then there's alt text for images. Obviously, it helps search engines index the image.
But Ashrafi highlights the dual purpose here, which I love.
Accessibility.
Yes, alt text ensures your content is accessible for visually impaired users who rely on screen readers.
So structuring for SEO is also structuring for accessibility. They aren't mutually exclusive.
In fact, they align perfectly. Good structure is good structure.
Which leads right into step 5, readability and the mobile factor. He paints a very clear visual of good formatting. Short sentences, bullet points, subheadings.
Nobody wants to read a massive unbroken wall of text on their phone.
It's exhausting.
And that's a major insight he drops. Google actually uses mobile friendliness as a direct ranking factor now.
Mobile first indexing.
Right. If your site looks terrible on a phone or requires pinching and zooming, Google will demote you.
Because they know the user will just bounce. Okay, step 6 is the linking ecosystem, internal and external links.
Internal links are pretty straightforward.
Yeah, you keep people on your own site by linking to your other posts. But he also advocates for external links pointing to authoritative sources.
Which seems counterintuitive to some people. Why send traffic away?
Right. Why open the exit door?
Because it builds credibility. It shows you've done your research, it boosts your click-through rate, and gives search engines vital context about your digital neighborhood.
You are citing your sources, basically.
Exactly like an academic paper.
Okay, finally, step 7. This is where Ashrafi brings it all home. The reader trumps the algorithm.
Value is the ultimate metric.
He says that high-quality content that actually solves a reader's problem will naturally attract backlinks.
Proving that you shouldn't just try to game the system.
It's a holistic philosophy, really.
It is. So to synthesize this entire deep dive, I think a great analogy is building a house.
I like that.
AdExpert provides the master blueprint, right? Their localized strategy,
Yeah.
their real-time AI tracking, that's the architectural vision.
And then Ashrafi's 7 SEO steps are the foundation and the framing.
You need both. You can't have a great blueprint with a crumbling foundation.
Everything we discussed today, from targeting Van Nuys and Calabasas to the strict 160-character limit of a meta description, it all serves one goal.
Connecting a user's question with the perfect answer.
So for you, the listener, the big takeaway here is that in a world of total information overload structuring, your knowledge clearly isn't just an SEO tactic.
No, it is an act of respect for the reader's time.
Perfectly said. Well, that brings us to the end of our analysis. But we want to leave you with a brand new thought-provoking question inspired by these sources.
Something to think about.
Exactly. If artificial intelligence is becoming better and better at reading and understanding content exactly like a human being does, how long until search engine optimization simply becomes human psychology optimization? Something to mull over the next time you hit publish.